I'm going to do another video right now. I usually do two a session, one MMA and one professional wrestling. Um, there's a video that I've wanted to do on and off for quite some time. Actually, since I've been doing videos on here, I've always played with this idea of doing this one video. So I was on UKFF forums for anyone who goes down there. I'm actually not a registered member on there, but I do kind of pop down there every once in a while to see what's being said. And there was a thread about The Rock, and a lot of the people there talking about, you know, him possibly coming back. I think this all started because there was a picture of him quite recently looking very, very huge and putting some of his size back on. Uh, anyways, so that's kind of spurred this video right now. Um, Now, I don't know if I've actually made it clear, but I am a huge fan of The Rock's. Um, since a teenager, I was just a big fan of his and Steve Austin and obviously Triple H. My three favorite wrestlers from the WWF at that time. Um, and then obviously as Rock star became bigger and shined brighter, Hollywood came a calling and eventually he phased himself out of professional wrestling. Every once in a while we might see him, like when he appeared maybe 2 weeks before Armageddon 2003 with Mick Foley. And then the other time when he appeared with Mick Foley to team against Orton and Batista, which was his last actual wrestling match. And we get the odd appearance when he appeared at the Diva Search and appeared in a skit with Eugene and the coach. And then he did that one promo before WrestleMania 2 years ago on Donald Trump and Vince McMahon, and also that appearance last year on SmackDown, where he suggested very heavily that he would guest host Raw, and I guess that spurred on a lot of talk, back then. Now, I know from the sounds of it, it doesn't look like we'd ever see him wrestle full time again. Uh, but let's just say something worked out and in a hypothetical situation, he was able and was willing, and both parties were able to come to something where he would return for a match. Now, what match would make the most sense for him to have? What I think anything that he's involved in now would be very big for professional wrestling. I think he would definitely be a shot in the arm, a good short-term fix right now if he, did one more appearance and one more match or one more mini program. And when I think about it, there are two names that I could see him doing a program with. Now, the most obvious one would be John Cena, and they have a lot of tools to play with because John Cena about 2 years ago did an interview over here in the UK, and he made some remarks about The Rock, saying that The Rock pisses him off, that he falls into this category of someone saying, "Oh, I love this business, but he's not here, and he hasn't come back, and he doesn't give back to the business." And then The Rock obviously, made a little joke at, Cena's expense at the Hall of Fame ceremony. Um, so there's always that, there's always something there. And I believe if you watch the Hall of Fame ceremony in its entirety, The Rock does actually say that if he'd had the chance to have wrestled Cena, he would love to have done that. To me, that's a WrestleMania main event if they ever, could work that out. That's a very big match, the biggest star, arguably, of the Attitude Era, if you want to call it that, versus the biggest star of the current WWE era. And of all the things that have been said, that could be a very big fight. I think you could get the same level of tension and hype that we got in the Quinton Jackson and Rashad Evans fight. I think you could really just do something there, especially with the abilities both have in terms of speaking and selling a match. Um, the other one would be Randy Orton. Um, Now, I think that could probably be just as big, if not bigger, than Cena and The Rock. I think it could be almost as big as the Hogan and Rock match in terms of heat and the way the crowd respond to it. Now, again, you've got a lot of tools to play with. Orton, like The Rock, is a third generation star, and in a lot of ways, Orton was presented in similar fashion to The Rock. If you look at how he was brought on, you know, this bland white meat baby face, then deliberately going over the top of it to make you get fed up of him, then just a lot of similarities in the way that they were presented in their early careers. And it's only just now that really Orton has hit his own as a character and has really started to catch on. He's really white hot at the moment. And perhaps the combination of the white hot Randy Orton with someone like The Rock would be a very interesting mix right there. And obviously, I'm always talking about creating new stars and elevating people. And I think The Rock would be very good at doing that. Um, you watch any of his matches, actually, he gives guys a lot. There was a match he had with Christian, I think, for the WCW title ages ago, and he just gave him so much offense. There was a match with Lance Storm where he made it look like Storm could beat him. Matches with Rhino. Rock's very generous, so that would be a very interesting thing if Rock came back. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think on that. This is kind of a short video, kind of a rushed video, because I'm actually got to go to work in a little bit. Let me know what you think. If he, in a hypothetical situation, who would you like to see him go up against? Cena, Orton, somebody else on the roster, maybe Sheamus. I wouldn't want to see that personally. Who would you like to see that, go up against if that could possibly be worked out? Let me know what you think. I'd love to hear what you have to say. Really would love to. And yeah, I guess that will be it for today. So take care.